Hello, everybody. May the 4th be with you. Happy Star Wars Day. Is it called Star Wars Day? I'm going to call it Star Wars Day. Thank you for joining me on this surprise impromptu stream here on New Toy Robot. I am Michael Jason Francis. It's weird being here on a Tuesday. Not my normal schedule. But I was thinking, I was just like, you know what? I have to do something. I have to do something for today. So we're going to talk about Star Wars, the original, the OG, the original Star Wars that came out in 1977. We're going to talk about that. But I also have, let me show you, this brand new Return of the Jedi edition of Boba Fett from the Black Series. Now, this figure just came out. This figure... Okay, now the Black Series figures are usually a little pricey, but this figure costs $40. So I've been debating if I was going to have an unboxing or what I was going to do with it. He just came out. I don't know if he's going to be hard to come by. It's a brand new sculpt. He's got all this cool stuff that we can talk about, but I'm just not sure if I'm going to open them up yet. So I think what I'm going to do here, Hatter, I got to use him for stop motion. Welcome to the show, Hatter. Yeah, totally. There's so much articulation to this guy. But I'm debating if I should do it. Oh, Elizabeth, happy May the 4th. Welcome, welcome. So I'm debating if I should open it. So I figure, this is what I'm going to do. So while I'm talking, if I could get 10 people in the chat, Love, welcome. If I can get 10 people in the chat to tell me to open it, I'm going to open it. If I don't get those 10 people telling me to open this, then I'm not going to do it. Okay? So that is everyone. That is what I'm doing. Okay? So if I can get 10 people in the chat to tell me to open this thing, I'm going to open it. Okay? And if you want to follow New Toy Robot on Twitch, go for it. That'll be amazing also. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it up to the universe. By universe, I mean you guys. So, Star Wars, 1977. Now, my mom said that she and my father took me to see it. Not because they wanted their kid, their firstborn son, to experience this, just because I think they wanted to see Star Wars, so they had to bring the baby along. Which I think is a crappy thing to do, is to bring a kid to a movie theater, especially a newborn. So, but that's what my mom told me. I have no recollection of that. I do remember the first time I saw Empire Strikes Back. That I remember that. When I saw Empire Strikes Back, I remember the theater I went to. I remember there was actually a Darth Vader and 2 stormtroopers there, kind of walking around outside the theater. And I remember asking my dad, like, "Oh my God, where's Darth Vader's ship?" And my dad was like, "Oh, he parked it in the parking lot." And I'm like, "Yeah, that makes sense." You know, I remember that. And then I remember seeing Return of the Jedi like at a drive-in theater. But yeah, so no recollection of watching Star Wars. And I couldn't even tell you when the first time it was that I saw Star Wars. I'm sure it was on VHS. I do remember one summer, I think it was when, I want to say it was the Disney Channel, which is weird because I can't figure out why it'd be on there, but I thought it was when the Disney Channel first came out. They kept playing Star Wars. At some point, we got cable for a little bit, and I watched Star Wars a lot, like over and over and over and over again. So it was when we got cable. I don't know. So I don't know. I feel like it was the Disney Channel, which is fortuitous considering that Disney ended up buying Lucasfilm and all the Star Wars movies. By the way, if you go to Disney Plus today, there's a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff that was just added. There's a new Simpsons short. By short, I mean it's really short. It's like 3 minutes long. It's another Maggie short, and it's all Star Wars related. It's kind of fun. I don't know. Check that out. Then they have this other thing that's about 18 minutes long, and it's like Star Wars, I think it's Biodomes, which is basically, it seems like 18 minutes of relaxation, and you go to you get to go, you visit Hoth, You visit Tatooine. You visit, yes, Hatter, the Bad Batch. I'm gonna get there. Um, you visit Darth Vader, Mustafar, and you see Darth Vader's like house, castle, whatever that is. So that was really cool and it was really nice. And then of course the Bad Batch, which is from the Clone Wars cartoon series. The Bad Batch is a bunch of clones who genetically didn't quite work out as far as development goes. And so they were kind of like the secret ops team that would be sent in, not expecting to come back, kind of a group. So there's the Bad Batch. The first episode of that is up on Disney Plus. And then there is, now this was interesting. It was Hevel, you could tell it was computer animation. Um, but you get a view, kind of like a tour of the Millennium Falcon, like the outside and the inside of the Millennium Falcon. Then you get Star Destroyer and what was the other one? Was it just a Millennium Falcon and a Star Destroyer? Yeah, those. Yeah, I can't remember if it was three of them or just the two of them. I think it was just two of them. I don't remember. I just watched it. I don't remember. I do know Millennium Falcon and Star Destroyer. And the Star Destroyer seemed weird. It would do it in these weird angles, and the Star Destroyer didn't look like a Star Destroyer a lot of times. So check those out. They're on Disney Plus. So Star Wars, 1977 came out and basically just reinvented the theater going experience. Jaws is apparently the first summer blockbuster, but after Star Wars, that is the ultimate of summer blockbusters. It made so much money. It created such a fandom. It created the word fandom. I think there wasn't even a fandom wasn't even a word until Star Wars and all this stuff was happening. My first time watching was during a family road trip. I think it was in sixth or seventh grade, so not a newborn. Well, you watched it? Wait, you were in the car and you got to watch it. Ooh, fancy. Did it have like a screen? Were you like, how were you able to watch it? Um, this was Elizabeth, by the way, and then had her no trash compactor relaxation room. Oh, could you imagine that? You would be so stressed out of just being there with the music and the trash compactor slowly coming closer. That would be insane. That's a VR meditation that I think would kill people. Um, um, so that was pretty much the very first ultimate summer blockbuster. I think, and it was kind of a joke during in Variety would have there'd be an ad in Variety magazine back in the day when things were digital, and I think it was Star Wars overthrowing Jaws as the number one thing, and there was always like a comic strip to it. Eventually, I think Titanic. No, no, it was I think after that, E.T. overthrew Star Wars, and it had her on it. Oh my God, he's gonna make a VR trash compactors. Okay, I think E.T. overthrew Star Wars in '82. Is it '82? I think it was '82. And then eventually Titanic overthrew E.T. And there's all these drawings. Look them up; they're really cool. And then, hell no, TV strapped to a crate, plugged into a cigarette lighter. Elizabeth, are you serious? Wait a minute. Wait, was there a VHS tape? Was there like a VCR attached to that? Or I'm so blown away. Sounds so crazy. Um, and then so Titanic overthrew ET, and then Avatar overthrew Titanic, is I think the current rundown of how that all went. Um, and it's funny, uh, Avatar was like released again for some reason, I think in China, and that's what really pushed it over the edge of making it like the number one blockbuster movie. And this was like last year during 2020. So why were there so many people going to the movies during the pandemic? But whatever. That was pretty much how I saw Princess Bride. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. Hold up. So as children, you were able to be in a car on a road trip with a TV in the car, and Elizabeth said it was plugged into the ashtray. Totally serious, like a mini TV VCR thing. Hatter, was it a mini TV VCR thing too? And you watched Princess Bride? How was that your choice? Oh, was it your sister? I love Princess Bride, but that's just crazy. Like you guys had a copy of that. totally serious. Like, I just can't. That is just wow. Um, our road trips were just mostly our parents fighting. My brother and I in the back seat, our parents fighting, and no air conditioning. Maybe that's why I don't like road trips. No, no, no. I do kind of like road trips. I like now road trips with a more current car with air conditioning and maybe people not fighting. Um, oh my goodness. Wow, that totally blows me away. That must have made road trips great. I mean, now you can do it with your iPad or whatever. You just download a movie onto your iPad and bring your extra charger and off you go. Yeah, one a road trip to Nevada with my uncle and his family. Wow, that's crazy. To Nevada. I've been there briefly. Um, I can't think of why. I don't know. I don't remember why I was in Nevada. Uh, Secret Mission. No, I didn't have any of those. So back to Star Wars. Yeah. So I just remember I must have I think it was on VHS. It had to have been VHS, and then I eventually rewatched it a bunch of times on cable. I like Star Wars a lot. I appreciate it more as I grew older. But honestly, my favorite growing up was Return of the Jedi. Yeah, I went to Nevada for illegal fireworks. Oh wait, I did. No, I didn't. um, yeah, Return of the Jedi was always my favorite. It still is. I don't want to hear any crap about the Ewoks. And they were just teddy bears. I don't want. I like the Ewoks. I'm fine with all that. I have no problems with Empire Strikes Back. I mean, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Empire Strikes Back is great too. That's another one where you really appreciate that with age, because you thought everything was going to be going so much better after Star Wars, and it was just not. It was pretty much the dark point of everything bad happening. Um, Plus, Luke kisses his sister, although it's not really, you don't know that, but Luke kisses his sister. Like, yeah, the Darth Vader thing, that was a pretty big reveal. I feel weird even saying what the reveal is, so I'm not going to. But the Darth Vader reveal on Empire was pretty big, but I think it was bigger when you found out that Leia was Luke's sister, and you're just like, but they kissed. He was like hot for her. Like, that's probably one of the most disturbing things in cinema, but you know. Dahlia loved you. Had her, oh, he knew. Oh my God. The Force. Oh, could you imagine that? How bad are you with the Force when you misunderstand connections? Like the Force is telling you you're connected to this person, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to make out with them. Oh, God. I wasn't going to talk about this. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. But yeah, Return of the Jedi was always kind of my favorite. It still kind of is. There's just so much triumph in it, you know. It's such a it's like an against all odds type of triumph, and I love that. Luke was wow, Dahlia love. Luke was lame. Wow, that's crazy. He was super whiny in Star Wars, you know. I gotta go to Tashi to get some trash convert. Wait, trash converters? I need to go to Tashi to get some power converters. I couldn't even say it. I mean, yeah, he was super whiny, but he was supposed to be. This was all about him maturing into a Jedi. Um, yeah, I went there. Congratulations, Dahlia Love. So, Dahlia Love, who's your favorite in Star Wars? We're just gonna keep it with the original trilogy, since there's like 9 movies now. But out of everyone out there too, in the trilogy, the Dahlia Love, the Wookiee, you know it's Chewbacca. Why can't you just write Chewbacca? You don't say the Wookiee. Hatter, who's your favorite? Um, and like I said, just the original trilogy because there's like 9 movies. Nerf herder. Thanks, Daddy Love. Yeah, for me, my favorite, like Obi-Wan's pretty cool. I like Obi-Wan, except the more you find out about Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan was quite the manipulator to really, if you really want to break down to it. Like the Emperor, yeah, you know, but he's a bad guy. You're supposed to expect him to manipulate you, but like Obi-Wan Kenobi was like a super manipulator, you know, which is so mean. Like it's totally Obi-Wan's fault that Anakin became who he was, because he was just manipulated by Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Jedi Council, all that stuff like that. But Obi-Wan Kenobi, like, I feel he should have known better, you know? Sir Alec Guinness, what was that all about, you know? I just was watching the Disney Plus version, and I'm saying the Disney Plus version of Star Wars, from a certain point of view, exactly from a certain point of view, Oh, or do you mean like, she's your sister from a certain point of view? Uh, um, I was just watching the Disney Plus version of Star Wars, and it is a different version. They do something different with the Greedo shooting scene. Like Greedo like swears at Han before he shoots Han, or they're about to shoot at the same time. Um, it's a different version. Not, you know, and honestly, I wish so, when they re-released Star Wars back in 97? 97 they re-released Star Wars, I think. It was not too long before. It was a little bit before Phantom Menace came out. And so they re-released Star Wars, but George Lucas was like, no, 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 let me fix this. Let me clean this up. And he added all these really weird Three Stooges moments in it, lots of weird Jawa hijinks, and favorite character Han when he still shot first. Yep, 100%. Um, he changed that Greedo shot first, and Han did some weird dodge and then shot Greedo. That was in the re-release, the updated version. Um, there's really just bad. There's a really terrible computer animated Jabba the Hutt, which even on this Disney Plus version looks awful, just terrible. And why they made the choice of making, if you watch it, Han Solo, like, because they filmed the scene. They actually filmed the scene back in the 70s with a guy dressed as Jabba the Hutt, not as, what was that? What is McClunky? Oh yeah, McClunky. That's pretty much what Greedo says. Thanks, Hatter. McClunky. Um, so they filmed the scene with Han talking to Jabba the Hutt about Jabba the Hutt's like, you dumped my shipment, blah blah blah. I want my money back. So in this version, they made a computer animated Jabba the Hutt that looks terrible. Like the effect, it does not work. And there's a scene where Han's walking around. There was a real person there, so there's a scene where he's walking around that real person to talk to him from the other side, and they made it where Han, and it looks terrible, walks over Jabba the Hutt. Like that was like they couldn't do some weird cut to make it that you see him walking around the other side or something, and you see him walk over the Jabba the Hutt. They also added Boba Fett to that scene, like Boba Fett was part of that universe. Um, and it's just awful. So the computer animated stuff that they added to Star Wars, other than a couple of like, if it was a ship, a computer animated ship they added, it looks good. But anything real, like the stormtroopers that they added and a couple of the desert scenes, I guess if I had to choose, Han is the best character. Okay, Dahlia Love, look at you. So wait a minute. So you just ditched the Wookiee, huh? Ditching the Wookiee, going for Han. Han is great. I like Han a lot. So yeah, so the special editions, like, I'm not gonna get into Empire and Jedi, the stuff they added for that. Although in Jedi they put Hayden Christensen instead of the original actor that played the old Darth Vader is at the end of Return of the Jedi now. Hayden Christensen took over him. Everyone else is old when they're dead as a Jedi. They're old as a Jedi ghost, except Hayden Christensen. For some reason, Lucas was like, "I'm just gonna put him in here as a Jedi, as a Force ghost." That bugs me. Oh, okay, Chewie too. I don't want to see an. Yeah, you've never seen a Wookiee tear somebody's arms out. I think that's Han said that to C-3PO when R2-D2 was playing chess with him, and he's like, "You've never seen a Wookiee tear somebody's arms out when they lose a game." So, yeah, don't upset the Wookiee. But yeah, they put in Hayden Christensen as a Force ghost, and he's the only young one. Everyone else is old. Yoda's old. You've got old, Ben Kenobi. They're all old. Even Luke Skywalker, he's still old in the newer movies when he's a Force ghost. If you didn't, oh wow, I apologize. If you didn't know that Luke Skywalker ends up buying the farm in one of the new Star Wars movies, I'm sorry, I just gave that away. I apologize, but he's an old Force ghost. I got so heated by the whole thing. Boy, laugh it up, Fuzzball. Thanks, Dahlia Love. So yeah. Anyways, my favorite character, I couldn't even tell with the patches, is Boba Fett. Boba Fett has always been my favorite from Star Wars characters. He was originally going to be in Star Wars. Okay, Boba Fett was originally going to be in Star Wars. Hold on, I have proof here. Okay, here's a figure. Um, this is what Boba Fett was originally they were working on as Boba Fett for Star Wars. It was basically like an all white costume. It might just because they never finished painting it, but Boba Fett was originally going to be in Star Wars. So this, when Star Wars was being in production, this was what they came up with. You know, it's pretty much Boba Fett except he's white, so they never really painted him. Boba Fett does show up before Empire, and you can actually watch the cartoon. So after the success of Star Wars, somebody thought it was a wait, maybe he is young because it's the death of Anakin and the birth of Vader. Oh, Dahlia Love. Whoa. I I I think you're 100% right. That makes total sense because he was young when he became Darth Vader. When he put on, wow, Dahlia Love. Yeah, our new friend Boba. I'm getting to that, Hatter. So at some point, somebody had the great idea to make a Star Wars holiday special. So Star Wars was a huge success. They're like, we need more Star Wars stuff. We can't wait for another movie. Let's do a holiday special. Back in the 70s, early 80s, variety specials were a big thing on TV. A lot of song and dance and little random skits. So they did that with Star Wars. If you haven't seen the holiday special, I have a VHS copy of it. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. I'm sure it's out there. Lucasfilm, Disney will never release it. And the proof behind that is this. In that holiday special, this is before Empire Strikes Back, there is a cartoon. And Disney Plus, since they brought it out, they have just a cartoon that you can see. It's called like a Wookiee's Journey or something like that. And in it, you can see Boba Fett's in it. It's basically Boba Fett's helping them and at the same time working for Darth Vader. So that's the cartoon. It's like 4 minutes long. It's on Disney Plus right now. It's like a Wookiee's Journey. It's crazy 70s animation. It's fun to watch. Watch it. So there was Boba Fett before that, and then he eventually made it to Empire Strikes Back. But Boba Fett's my favorite for Star Wars. Love Boba Fett. Let's see here. Was it? It's my kangaroo moment. Thanks, Dahlia Love. Winnie the Pooh, the kangaroo, and the little one. It was Kanga and Roo. Those were the names, and yeah, kangaroo moment. Realizing that it means kangaroo. Anyway, forget it. Christmas special is or was on YouTube. It might still be there. So many people want to see it, and I feel you should be able to see it. Look, you know what, Lucasfilm, you made a mistake. You made a really bad show. You can't cover it up. So I think you should release it. I think that would be fantastic because it's so bad. And what's great about it, it's so bad, and what's great about it is B. Arthur's in it. B. Arthur is like running the Moss Eisley Cantina, and she sings a song. So you know, yeah, there you go, Jinx. B. Arthur makes it. Thanks, Dahlia. So so yeah, it's a long sit. It's a long sit. There's some weird, awkward silences with the Chewbacca's family. The story is that I'm supposed to be talking about regular Star Wars, not this holiday special, but this basically what it is they're trying to get Chewbacca back to his planet of Kashyyyk, Chewbacca's Wookiee planet Kashyyyk, to get back for something called Life Day, which is basically Christmas for Wookiees. You know, so they're trying to get Chewbacca back so he can see his family. So that's what this holiday special is about. I'm still waiting for more people on the chat to see if I should open this thing up. Um, it's so pretty in the box, but there's so much fun stuff. Here, let me show you what let me show you. Okay, so here, let's read what's on the back. So it says, with his customized Mandalorian armor, deadly weaponry, and silent demeanor, Boba Fett was one of the most feared bounty hunters in the galaxy. That's what it says. Honestly, he was in Empire, yeah, he was kind of fearful. Jedi, he basically gets his butt kicked like 10 minutes into the movie, and then he falls into the Sarlacc pit. So not so badass at that point. It is so pretty in the box. That you love. He comes with his jetpack with, it looks like a removable missile that goes with the jetpack. He's got, looks like some rocket blasts from to come from the blast from the jetpack. It looks like he's got his little grappling hook that he can fire off. There's so much detail onto him. He's got his gun, plus he's got another one that gets cut in half. It's weird. I know it's supposed to show because Luke Skywalker cuts it in half with his lightsaber, and I know it's supposed to show that it's like that it's supposed to be cut in half, but it looks like there's slime. It looks like he cut open the gun and it was like a living gun, and that's like its guts. Elizabeth, it's too pretty. I'm getting a lot of it's too pretty. Maybe I should. You know what? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to keep this in the box. I'm not sure. Um, but it was funny. So when they re-released the Star Wars movies, especially Star Wars, I was part of the Star Wars fan club, obviously, and I got a ticket to bring somebody to head to Westwood to watch a special screening of the special edition. All the stars were going to be there. It was going to be a big deal. So I took Hatter along with me. Hatter and I don't even think we slept the night before because we wanted to get there early. It was a ticket, but it didn't really guarantee you a good seat or maybe even a seat. I don't know. I still have the original ticket. I should have brought it out. And Hatter and I basically stayed up all night and waited in line for like hours to finally be let in. And this was I think it was like a 10:30 screening. It turned out when we got there, it was it was happening in one big theater in Westwood and a couple other theaters in Westwood. So there was a lot of us. There was a lot of us. We were able to see all the stars come and talk and all that fun stuff. But when the movie actually came on, I don't know about Hatter, but I was exhausted, and I think I remember blacking out during certain parts of the movie in the theater because I was so tired. Um, so I don't remember how I felt after the movie was over, if I liked the re-release or not, with all the new stuff. Because as of right now, I don't like it. I still don't like it. But afterwards, Hatter, yeah. Elizabeth, that does not look like a gun. Yeah, no sleep in a dark room. Exactly. No, it's a gun. It's just two pieces of a gun. Um, so anyway, yeah. Um, Yeah, so the special edition, I do have. At one point they released on DVD. You can get this. You were able to get the special editions and the original versions of the film. And by original version of this film was basically it was a copy from the Laserdisc. Star Wars eventually came on Laserdisc. There was a huge Laserdisc craze, and all three of the Star Wars movies were kind of cleaned up a bit and put onto Laserdisc and released in widescreen for the first time. If you don't know what widescreen is, if you're watching a movie nowadays, there's two black bars on top. That's the full aspect ratio, the way the film was done. So that's the full aspect ratio of it. When we had VHS, they were cropped. They were all set for a TV ratio, aspect ratio. Um, hey, man, J Palms, hey, happy May the 4th. Should I open this thing? What do you think? Oh man, welcome J Palm. Welcome, welcome. Go check out J Palm stuff, man. He is an amazing musician. He was on last night on Twitch, but just follow him, man, because his music is amazing. Yeah, it looks so good. It's so crazy how great this figure looks. But I'm debating if I should open it or not. But yeah, so check out J Palms. Follow him on Twitch. Follow him everywhere. He's on he's on Instagram as well, and just listening to his music, man, is just incredible. Um, but yeah, I'm debating if I should open this thing. So yeah, May the 4th. I don't, it's funny. So I'm wearing the shirt I got. So the only time I was at Disneyland on May the 4th was in 2017. I don't even remember when May the 4th became like a thing. Because growing up, we didn't have that. Nobody cared. Nobody cared when what the exact day Star Wars came out. Or maybe there were some fans, but it wasn't like an actual day. And so I don't remember when this whole May the 4th be with you thing actually started. But I felt it was like maybe 2016 because I think that's the only time I really felt it was relevant. Um, maybe yeah, I don't. It's weird. Maybe when I was working at Disneyland, I think that's when it kind of started. So it must have been like around 2016, 2015, something like that. But yeah, it's this whole May the 4th thing. It's cool and everything like that. And what is it? The May 6th will be Revenge of the Sixth. So it's like Star Wars month. I mean, yes, So Star Wars originally came out on May 3rd, May 4th, May 3rd. It's right in the title. May 4th. I almost said third again. May 4th, 1977. So that's when it actually came out. But um, yeah, I don't know how it just became this huge celebration thing. Ooh, boy, oh boy. I still have to finish Star Wars 2. I started watching it and I realized I was running out of time. They just got out of the trash compactor. They're about to split up. Han and Chewie are about to chase after some stormtroopers and be all cool. And that was one of the things in the special edition. They made it was such a great scene because Han and Chewie are chasing after these stormtroopers, and then the stormtroopers turn around and start firing back at them because there's more of them. They digitally added like more stormtroopers to that. That was another thing of that. It was weird, man. George Lucas just kind of went crazy, and I think it was his Howard Hughes moment of when he just was like, "I'm going to tweak my babies." You know, he never did that to Radioland Murders. Wasn't that like the only other movie he actually directed? Well, I mean, besides American Graffiti and THX. I wonder if he ever tweak THX? I feel like that's something he would have done. But yeah, it was like his Howard Hughes moments, and he really like change like small little things, like real crazy stuff. Like when Luke loses his hand in Empire Strikes Back and he falls over, he added like him screaming, you know, of him falling and screaming, like weird stuff like that. Anyway, so how did everybody celebrate May the 4th today? Did anybody do anything special? Did you go to Disneyland? Were you able to go to Disneyland on May the 4th? Um, it was funny when I did go in 2017. Other than merchandise, it wasn't like it didn't seem like that much stuff. Like I bought the shirt. The shirt was like $40. This shirt I think was the same price as this thing. Um, what did people do to celebrate? I watched this stuff on Disney Plus and I started watching Star Wars. And I'm doing this a live stream on Tuesday. What am I thinking? I've gone crazy. But what did everyone do? Did anyone do anything? I know Elizabeth, you that whole Schitt's Creek thing with the lightsabers. That was hilarious, by the way. Oh, Hatter worked on something Star Wars related. I didn't work today, but I've been back since March 11th. Oh, awesome, man! Back at Disney. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool, man. Congratulations. That's awesome. Um, have you? I see. I don't even remember having to work on May the 4th. Like, I don't even think I've even worked at Disneyland on May the 4th. It's so I like. I don't know. It's weird, like how this whole came about. This big thing. And I love Star Wars. You know, I'm up for any type of Star Wars celebration. It's completely different vibe now, but it's great. Oh, I can imagine. I'm sure it's a huge. Yeah. I could totally imagine that. But yeah, I can't wait. I tomorrow I get my second shot, my second vaccination shot. And I want to go back to a theme park so badly. I miss it. I want to go back to I want to visit Universal. I want to go to Disneyland. Um, yeah, Alex, that's right, right. So, oh yeah, so Schitt's Creek. You can watch it. There's a video out there, and it's Alexis from Schitt's Creek, and it's just her saying "ew" every time, and it's the lightsaber sound is her saying "ew." So check it out. It's hilarious, by the way. The last time I worked on May the 4th, I got to go to Walt Disney Imagineering to see the unveiling of Galaxy's Edge. So wow. Oh, 2017. So that's what you got to do in 2017. I went to Disney and I bought a shirt. You got to go check out the unveiling of Galaxy's Edge. Nice. Oh my God, that's awesome. I still haven't gone. I still haven't gone to Galaxy's Edge. I love me my Star Wars, but the craziness that happened when that first year it opened, I just couldn't do it. I know, oh God, I know it looks so beautiful. There's a new book out right now um, that is just it's the art, everything about creating Galaxy's Edge and flipping through it. It just looks so beautiful. It looks so amazing. Um, but I haven't gone. I haven't gone there yet. You know, I want to check it out, but it was just so crazy, and I just didn't want to deal with the stress of it because it just seemed like it'd be so nuts. And what was that? Whatever that cantina place is, and you had to get reservations for that, and most of the time you couldn't even get to Galaxy's Edge. So it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You know, I think we're in the yellow tier now, so I think we're officially yellow tier. So Isn't now park capacity like 35% or something? Um, but anyway, I haven't gone to Galaxy's Edge, so I will get there. Um, but geez Louise. Yeah, the energy is very different now. The crowds are almost non-existent. You're able to reserve tickets. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. If anything, I will definitely try and get there by my birthday in September. Um, but maybe sooner. Who knows? You know, I had a little taste of going down to downtown Disney and just kind of walking around. You were able to do Buena Vista Street. You know, it was a smaller group and it was only a couple shops. But oh man, I was just like, I need to get back. Um, but I definitely I want I can't wait. Theme parks. It's so funny, and I remember complaining so much too about how tickets are expensive. It's so expensive to go. The best thing about working at Disneyland is you got free park tickets. You only got a limited amount. Universal, when you work at Universal, you get a nice group of them. But yeah, it's so expensive. Between like the ticket and buying merch, you're walking out of there spending at least $500. You know, and the merch has gotten so much better too. The Star Wars merchandise. Oh my God. They had a shop over at downtown Disney that was for like, I guess it was like a little pop up shop for Galaxy's Edge because the park wasn't open. And just the stuff that they had was so cool. I couldn't even believe they had, not only could you get like Rey's staff, but you could get like, besides, oh, and the lightsabers, but they had like a bag that you could sling over yourself, like sling over your shoulder that you can keep it to protect it through the day. And the bag looks so cool. They had like belts. They had belts. They had all these different props. They had the different types of tunics. You can get like Jedi tunics. Um, Launch Bay had cool. The merch at Launch Bay was really cool. Um, I remember they had the full Darth Vader costume. You can even get like Han Solo parts of his costume. Um, but the merch, like, how could you not want to? It was hard. I was in there shaking. I was just like, I can't buy a bunch of stuff. I can't buy a bunch of stuff. But I was just like, I was hurting because I really, really wanted to buy stuff. I went into the store for the first time a couple weeks ago. It's oh my God. How does your whole paycheck not go to that stuff? I mean, it's so cool. I remember when I was working at Disney, I bought, and I don't even think my employee discount didn't even cover it. It was these Boba Fett headphones, which I still have. It was, I think, like 50 Cent or something, like worked with, I forgot the name of the company, and put out these like Bose style Boba Fett headphones. And I was just like, I'm just gonna buy these. I think I had like a Christmas discount. I don't know what. It was expensive. It was expensive. But it took everything not to buy everything. Yeah, exactly, 100%. Um, oh gosh. But yeah, man, Star Wars. It's crazy. I mean, clearly I have a problem. You see everything I've collected. I've got tons of different versions of the movie. I showed that before on the show. But it's a beautiful thing. It's one of those things. And you know what? I like Solo, the Star Wars. Han Solo was younger. I love Solo. I thought that was a great movie. I really liked Rogue One. Rogue One was really good. The last three movies, they're fine. I love the character of Rey. Yeah, exactly. Rogue One's really good. And Solo's like it's a heist movie. Solo's a heist movie. It's so good. You know, it's the Ocean's 11 of like Star Wars. um, but and like I like Rey. I like Finn. The other three are fine, but they're problematic because they tried so hard to create some weird type of change in Star Wars, um, and just kind of took the fun out of it a bit. The movies are fine, but they're not as carefree, I think, as the other ones. Empire less carefree, but yeah, I like Solo too, and I just wish that they somehow. I know they'll probably never make another one, but it would have been so cool to see that go on. You know, to see what happens with Darth Maul. But I would have liked to have seen more of Solo. I think that would have been really cool because it was so good. It was so cool, and to see some more Lando because Lando's such a great character. Lando is such a great character, and to have him more fleshed out like that, I would have loved to have seen more about it. But we'll see. Maybe something will happen. Who knows? Like Disney, it's crazy. Disney's just like if it's not going to be in the theater, maybe it'll be something on Disney Plus, because they just keep constantly producing, and it's nice that the stuff that's outside of the of the original trilogy is so good. You know, there's so many great stories. I know Disney wiped out a lot of really good stories that came about before they started making things canon, you know. Um, but the stuff outside of the original trilogy is really good. And I think that's really important to focus on is on that things. The Mandalorian's great. I don't want them bringing in all, you know, it was cool to see the original characters show up on The Mandalorian, but that was nostalgic. That was clearly nostalgic. It was better when they didn't have when they didn't have to bring in, you know, these little like cameos. Um, that's true. All the Star Wars content has been, yeah. So it's all just it's coming about. It's going to keep rolling. There's going to be a lot of great stuff, you know. So I'm hopeful. So maybe there will be some more solo stuff. But I don't want to see any younger versions, like computer generated younger versions of the original characters. I don't want to see that. You know, Tarkin was jarring enough in Rogue One that you know, Tarkin, and then of course the young Princess Leia, those were jarring enough to see, and so I don't feel like we need to do that. Just get another actor. We'll be okay. We survived James Bond being different people. Just get a different actor who looks kind of close. They're talking about Sebastian Stan, Sebastian Stan. I think I'm saying his name. The guy who plays Winter Soldier. There's this huge thing about trying to get him to play Luke Skywalker. I'm for that. You know, they can do that if they want to have some type of thing like that. Make it somebody else. Make it somebody else. Forget the computer generated stuff. Move along. You know. But all the, you know, just let's see more. I know they're working on the Old Republic series. I think for Star Wars, the Old Republic was back in the day when they were still fighting the Sith, or some of the Sith and stuff like that. They're working on that. There was a really cool. This was before Disney bought them and then they shelved it. There was this really cool. I don't know if it was a series or it was going to be a game, basically about like on Coruscant, which is like the main world where, you know, all the Jedi's had the Jedi Temple Council and stuff hung out, and it was like the lower levels, the sub levels of Coruscant. So it's not the pretty stuff that you see on top of Coruscant; it's the lower levels. They were going to do this whole thing. I think it was like level 315 or something like that they were going to do, and it looked so amazing. I wish they would have gone with that. So I hope they know now that they don't have to stick to the original trilogy, that it's okay to go beyond that and explore different parts of the universe. Um, you know, and it doesn't have to be like Rogue One was amazing, but it doesn't have to be connected to the other movies. It could just be, it's a big universe out there, people. It could be somewhere, it could be something else. Star Wars is you know, it's a whole thing. It's like Star Trek. Star Trek, all the different types of different shows and different places, they don't all have to connect, and they work really well. Although Picard was awesome, that whole series was really good. But that's all I have for you guys today. I'm not opening up Boba Fett. I'm gonna keep him. I'm gonna keep him here, pretty in the box. And I think everyone else agrees on that too. So I will not unbox him. Maybe I will at some point. Maybe on the Recovering Collector, my other show, I might. Yeah, J Bombs. I would say keep him from now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep him from now. So I'm gonna keep him in here. I think everyone else agrees as well. I'm gonna keep him in here in the package. Maybe at some point I'll do an unboxing of different types of Boba Fett stuff because I've got a lot of Boba Fett stuff, you know, and you know, I can always put them in the case or something. Who knows? But thank you guys for joining me on this special May the 4th be with you episode. I am back to my regular schedule tomorrow at 7:15 on Wednesday. Tomorrow, Wednesday at 7:15, building the Lego Mustang. It's so cool. So come stop by, check that out. It's probably one of the best Lego sets. Like the Millennium Falcon was cool, but there were some disappointments to it. The Batmobile was cool, but this Mustang is freaking amazing. And then Friday, Just Draw the Damn Thing, the only live drawing show, game show in Los Angeles or even the world. Come check that out Friday at 7:15. Thank you everybody for joining me. May the 4th be with you. Do something fun. Go watch Star Wars. Go to Disney Plus. Watch a little something. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to watch a whole movie, but watch a little bit of Star Wars. That's your treat for the day. That's your present. Give yourself a present every day. That's your present. I'm Michael Jason Francis. I will see you guys all next time.